Freddie Mercury, the voice of eternity. Part 1. Introduction and the English Parchment method. Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome back to English Parchment. We are absolutely thrilled to have you here today. If you are looking to master the English language through the stories of legends, you are in the perfect place. Today we are exploring the life of a man who didn't just want to be a star, he wanted to be a legend. We are talking about the incomparable Freddie Mercury. Before we begin the show, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to English Parchment. Your support is what allows us to keep building this community and creating these 20-minute deep dive lessons for you. Today we are using the Rhythmic Echo technique. 1. Listen to the stress. English is a stress-timed language. Listen to how Freddie sang. He hit certain words harder than others. Try to do the same when you read the transcript. 2. Identify musical idioms. We will use phrases like to be in harmony, to strike a chord, and the show must go on. These are common in English and very useful for B1 learners. 3. The 2,200-word challenge. This is a long-form video. By staying until the end, you are training your brain to focus on complex English for a full 20 minutes. This is the marathon training of language learning. He was a shy boy from a small island who became the most powerful voice in rock history. He could control a stadium of 100,000 people with just one movement of his hand. He was extravagant, he was bold, and he was a musical genius. But behind the yellow jacket and the famous mustache, who was the real Freddie? Why did he hide his true name for years? And how did he record his greatest songs while he was fighting for his life? Stay with us until the end of this English Parchment special to find out why, even today in 2026, the world still stops to sing Bohemian Rhapsody. Part 2. From Zanzibar to London. Our story begins in September 1946 on the beautiful tropical island of Zanzibar. Freddie was not born Freddie Mercury. His name was Farrokh Bulsara. His parents were from the Parsi community in India, and his father worked for the British government on the island. When Farrokh was 8 years old, his parents made a difficult decision. They sent him to a boarding school in India near Mumbai. This was a turning point. In school, he started calling himself Freddie. He was a talented athlete, especially in boxing and table tennis, but his real passion was the piano. He had a natural ear. He could hear a song on the radio and play it perfectly on the piano without looking at the notes. In 1964, a revolution broke out in Zanzibar. The Bulsara family had to flee for their lives. They moved to a small, grey suburb of London. It was a massive culture shock. From a tropical island to a cold, rainy English town. Freddie's father wanted him to get a serious job, like an accountant. But Freddie was a rebel. He went to Ealing Art College to study graphic design. It was there that he met a group of people who would change his life forever. Part 3. The Birth of a Queen. In London in the late 1960s, the air was full of music and fashion. Freddie spent his time in Kensington Market, selling second-hand clothes and dreaming of being a rock star. He met a drummer named Roger Taylor and a guitar player named Brian May, who were in a band called Smile. When their lead singer left, Freddie stepped in. He had a vision. He didn't just want to be a singer. He wanted to create a spectacle. He was the one who suggested the name Queen. His bandmates were worried. They thought the name was too provocative or dangerous. But Freddie insisted. He said, "It's a strong name. It's universal. It's regal." Around this time, he also changed his last name to Mercury. In Roman mythology, Mercury was the messenger of the gods. Freddie was ready to deliver his message to the world. He designed the band's logo himself, using his skills from art college. He combined the zodiac signs of the 4 members, 2 lions, or Leo, a crab, Cancer, and 2 fairies, Virgo. Queen wasn't just a band, it was a brand. Part 4. The 6-Minute Gamble. Bohemian Rhapsody. For the first few years, Queen had some success, but they weren't superstars yet. Then came 1975. Freddie had an idea for a song that combined rock music with opera. He called it Bohemian Rhapsody. His record company told him he was crazy. They said, "A song that is 6 minutes long will never be played on the radio. People want 3-minute pop songs." But Freddie refused to cut even 1 second of the track. The recording was a masterpiece of technology. Because there were no computers in 1975, they had to record the opera section by singing the same parts hundreds of times on the same piece of tape. The tape became so thin that you could see through it. When the song was released, it changed everything. It went to #1 in the UK for 9 weeks. It was a song that broke all the rules. It had no chorus, it changed speed 3 times, and nobody knew what the lyrics meant. But that didn't matter. It was beautiful, it was strange, and it was 100% Freddie. Part 5. The Master of the Stadium. As the 1970s moved into the 1980s, Queen became one of the biggest bands in the world. They toured South America, Japan, and the United States. Freddie was the ultimate front man. On stage, Freddie was a different person. In private, he was often shy and quiet. He loved his cats, his art collection, and his close friends. But under the stadium lights, he was a god of rock. He used a broken microphone stand as a prop and wore extravagant costumes, from leather jackets to royal capes. He had a unique ability to make the person in the very last row of a stadium feel like he was singing just for them. He would lead the crowd in vocal battles, making 70,000 people sing "I-O" back to him. This was the era of "We Will Rock You" and "We Are the Champions." These weren't just songs, they were anthems, songs that brought people together in a shared moment of power. Part 6. Live Aid, the greatest show on earth. By 1985, some people thought Queen was old news. New bands were coming, and Queen hadn't had a massive hit in a while. But then came Live Aid, a giant concert to raise money for famine relief in Africa. Every big star was there. David Bowie, Elton John, Paul McCartney. Each band had only 20 minutes to play. When Queen walked onto the stage at Wembley Stadium at 6:41 p.m., something magical happened. Freddie sat at the piano and played the first notes of Bohemian Rhapsody. The energy in the stadium changed instantly. For the next 20 minutes, Freddie Mercury owned the world. He ran across the stage, he played with the camera, and he sang with a voice that was stronger than ever. Historians and musicians today, in 2026, still vote this as the greatest live performance in the history of rock music. In just 20 minutes, Freddie proved that Queen was the best live band on the planet. Part 7. The final act. The show must go on. In the late 1980s, the rumors started. Freddie was looking thinner. He stopped touring. The paparazzi followed him everywhere, trying to find out his secret. Freddie had been diagnosed with AIDS. At that time, there was no medicine to cure it. It was a death sentence. But Freddie didn't want the world to feel sorry for him. He didn't want to be a victim. He decided to spend his final years doing the only thing he loved, making music. He returned to the studio in Switzerland and London. He was in great pain, but when the microphone was turned on, he found a secret energy. He recorded the album Innuendo, which included the powerful song "The Show Must Go On." Brian May was worried that Freddie was too weak to sing the high notes. Freddie just took a drink of vodka and said, "I'll do it, darling." And he sang it perfectly in one take. On November 23, 1991, Freddie released a statement confirming that he had AIDS. Just 24 hours later, he passed away peacefully at his home in London. He was only 45 years old. Part 8. Freddie Mercury in 2026. A timeless voice. Why are we talking about Freddie Mercury today, on March 10th, 2026? In 2026, music has changed a lot. We have AI singers, virtual reality concerts, and songs that are made by algorithms. But people are still listening to Queen. In fact, Queen is more popular now than they were in the 1970s. Why? Because Freddie Mercury represents something that AI cannot copy: authenticity and emotion. You can feel his soul in every note. In 2026, his music is used in movies, in space launches, and in every stadium before a big game. He is a symbol of freedom, the idea that you can be whoever you want to be, no matter where you come from. He was a boy from Zanzibar who became a British icon. He was a man who lived his life with maximum volume. He showed us that even if our time on Earth is short, we can leave something behind that lasts forever. Part 9. Conclusion and your next step. Thank you for spending these 20 minutes with us here on English Parchment. You have done an incredible job today. Listening to a biography of over 2,200 words is a major milestone in your English journey. You are building the stamina you need to understand native speakers in the real world. Freddie Mercury once said, "The most important thing is to live a fabulous life. As long as it's fabulous, I don't care how long it is." We believe the same about your English studies. Make them fabulous, make them interesting, and don't be afraid to be a little extravagant with your speaking. Now, I have a question for you. Freddie Mercury was famous for his incredible stage presence. If you had to perform one song in front of a stadium of 100,000 people, which song would you choose and why? Tell us your choice in the comments below, in English. It's a great way to practice your conditional sentences. I would choose, because... If you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to English Parchment. Every new subscriber helps our community of learners grow. We will see you in the next video, where we will look at another legend who changed the world. Keep singing, keep reading, and keep learning with English Parchment. Goodbye for now.